Tens of thousands of Kentucky Derby fans will flood Louisville this weekend, pumping millions into the local economy. But unfortunately, some of that spending will go towards commercial sex. It's the reason that law enforcement will be monitoring online ads for so-called escorts, which typically spike during Derby week. Anti-trafficking groups in Kentucky note a growing number of calls from Kentucky to the National Trafficking Hotline last year. The National Human Trafficking Resource Center received 345 calls in 2013 from Kentucky. That's an increase of 105% from the year before.
And joining us now with more is attorney Gretchen Hunt with the Kentucky Association of Sexual Assault Programs. Gretchen, the National Trafficking Hotline got a lot more calls than usual last year from Kentucky. Do you think that trafficking is on the rise in the state, or is this more a sign of increased awareness?
We definitely have increased awareness. We passed a really comprehensive law last year to protect children, and we're finding that more people are identifying both children and adults who are victims and reporting it to the hotline and reporting it to our victim service providers.
Tell us about the Derby this weekend. Why is it an opportunity for traffickers, and why do you believe that they're taking advantage?
Right. Derby is not the problem. We love Derby. The problem is that there is still a demand for women, children, boys and girls for commercial sexual exploitation in strip clubs, in online escort services. And there's a demand for cheap labor, for people to work for less or for free. And unfortunately, traffickers see an opportunity to exploit individuals. They see the demand and they fill it.
And what is it about the Derby that increases that demand, or do you think it is?
You know, I don't know that it's the Derby so much that increases it. Any big sporting event, you'll see more traffic in. But you also, I think it's just magnifying the trends that we see, unfortunately, every day. We see children on the margins exploited all the time by pimps who recruit them and seek to fill their desire for family and home. And you see unscrupulous employers who want to make a huge profit on the backs of workers. And so I think Derby, you just see a lot of business and you see a lot of people in. So you see higher rates simply because you have higher populations of people coming in.
All right. So what are anti-trafficking advocates and law enforcement doing in particular this weekend to try and prevent an outbreak, if you will?
Right. So, anti-trafficking advocates know that there may be more people coming in to Louisville. So they do some outreach efforts to make sure to get the hotline out in safe ways that a victim might be able to get information about the hotline number without it being really obvious to her pimp trafficker. And our law enforcement across the state look at trends online and do good work to try to address trafficking. More than that, I wouldn't want to compromise any of their investigations, but suffice it to say that we have a really good network here in Kentucky of collaboration between law enforcement, between victim advocates, between faith communities and other people who are concerned about this problem. And so, we in this state don't have a lot of resources, but we pool them together to address this awful problem and help rescue our victims when we are able to find them.
All right. Gretchen Hunt, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.